Right, everyone, this is it. Diriyah E-Prix, we're here for the race. We are here for the race. So, and it's starting in 14 minutes, about 15 minutes actually. 15 minutes. So, let's get this back up, bear with me. Nice. Yeah, Sebastian Buemi. Well, not nice for Sebastian Buemi. Who's not starting? Welcome, Chaya, Funky, Vlatka, Rory Thompson in the house. Well, Thomas. Just charging my phone. Oh, by the way, I've got a... Let me just get this up. Discovery. I'm trying to discover... There we go. Discovery Plus. Get ready for the Royal Rumble. Whoa. Where's the Royal Rumble? Watch live. Diriyah, round 3, race. Yes. So that is there. Welcome, Kate. Welcome, Semslitch. Now, I have a... Am I going to do this right? I have a QR code here for a competition where you can win VIP tickets, I believe, to Formula E in London this year. Does someone mind scanning it and let me know exactly what it is? But I believe it's VIP tickets you can win. So I don't know how many people are able to enter this, but I've been given it to share. I don't know if it's just for our channel or if it's wider, but if you want to go to Formula E in London, I recommend you take a look at it. If someone wouldn't mind letting me know. And yeah, so it is 7:48 local time. You can see there, and we're going to get weighed just after 8 PM. So we're basically there. And to confirm as well, Sebastian Buemi, who we saw crash at the end of the Group B qualifying, won't be taking part. It's his first race he's missing since 2017 when he had a clash with WEC. So 7 years, 6-7 years. Yeah. David says, it's a VIP race experience. So feel free to enter. There'll be terms and conditions there. I don't know if you need to be in the UK to enter or not. I'm not sure, but the terms and conditions there. But I'll keep that on until the race starts. Pretty cool. I did actually, as part of some of the race I went to last year, I did have access to the VIP place when I was in Rome. I remember. And I actually shot some footage in there. So I've got some shorts of like what you get as part of that. Oh, look at the chat. Chat is just absolutely pro at this. Like, how are we doing? I'm doing pretty good. I've eaten. I've even had a coffee. I didn't even drink coffee, but I thought I'd have a coffee. And I'm excited here for the race. You can see the cars are already on the grids. Ultimate Formula E experience, Sunday, July 21st. Maybe you meet me, because I'm meant to be there. I'll be doing a watch-along live, I think, at London. It's going to be a cool experience. I'll hopefully be doing the watch-along. Yeah, maybe with the view of the track, we'll see. There's a light show going on at the moment. It's like the Europa League at West Ham. 2 times VIP tickets, flights, hotel stay. Oh, so I guess if there's flights, they'll fly you in. Merch. And a lap of the track. I guess I'm not allowed to enter. David's entered, Kate's entered. Me better unenter. Ah! Right to their post address. So can you unenter me? So, yeah. Oh, July 21st, your birthday. What? That would be a birth. Can you mention that? Can you mention it and say? Oh, I can put my battery here. Look at this beastly battery, by the way. What a beast this is. You could charge a whole village on this. I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I travel quite a bit. I need a proper battery, not one of these little ones. So I've got that. Welcome to Kurt and William Cornish. When will the race start? Obi-Wan Gupta. I think it's going to start in 9 minutes. So as far as I know, 9 minutes we are cracking on. And we are starting. What's that little black bit I've got there? What is that? Hang on. Did I have something else there last time? What is it? What are you? What be you? Can't see it. Ah, it's because I haven't dragged this out. What if I drag this out? Yeah, now we're talking. Now there's no little incongruous bit like that there. Date of birth required to enter. Okay, so you're... It might be an adults only thing. I doubt you can go to do that if you're a child. I guess 2 tickets. Maybe you have to go with your guardian or a guardian. I don't know. Black coffee's the most addictive drink ever. I'm actually... My addictions are... I get very addicted to video games quite easily. Like, in fact, it's the main reason I don't... It's not the main reason. The main reason I don't play a lot of video games because I've worked too hard, I would say. But when I do play video games, like at Christmas or bank holiday weekend, I get addicted very quickly. Could just waste my whole life, frankly, playing Football Manager. So, yeah, 8 minutes to go at Diriyah. The Motorsport Magpie with another fact. Fact time. It's fact time. Do we have a fact time thing? Yeah, John Rivera now goes ahead with no Buemi. The 2 drivers that contested the... Were they in contention? Well, Buemi was in contention for the second. Did Buemi win the second season? No, did Degrassi win? Who won season 2 in Formula E? Because it all went down to the wire in London, didn't it? And then they crashed into each other. It was Degrassi and Buemi, and then it came down to fastest lap because they were both had to get back in their other car. 80 not over. Okay, so you got to be 80 and over to enter. So, and that you said it ends 18th of February, so that'll be before the next race, because wasn't Hyderabad meant to be about there? So, yes, indeed. Just on adverts at the moment, it's adverts for McDonald's, and now it's adverts for EasyJet. So we're not missing out on anything right now. Buemi won it. So Buemi won it in season 2. Yeah, it was a weird one. He locked up. I don't know if I've got some images here in the blog. Got an image in the blog? Nope, don't think so. But it's just a lock-up. And then, as I said earlier, I feel like if you lock up in Formula E, you can't save it. You're not going to get any more grip. So that's my experience of being in the sim as well. Motorsport Magpie confirming PK, so PK Junior, Buemi, Degrassi, Jean-Eric Verne twice in a row, Antonio Felix da Costa, Stoffel Van Dorn. Dennis, you've missed out Nick de Vries there, haven't you? Is a certain Mr. de Vries, I should say, if I get corrected, missing? Am I right or am I wrong? So you can see Oliver Rowland is the driver who is starting on pole position here in Diriyah, and I'm going to call it. I'm going to guide you. Let me move my microphone so I can see everything. I'm going to guide it for you. I'm going to do my best anyway. And then keep an eye out this week for some more Formula E content coming on the channel, so I'll be analysing the race. I think I would like to. I'd like to try and do an analysis of the race and stuff like that. Pronunciation is correct. Okay, good. I'm an honorary Dutch person. It's a bit weird that they don't have Formula E in Netherlands. I feel like that'd be a great market. I feel like Netherlands is a very eco-friendly country, and drivers from the Netherlands. But you can't really do it in Amsterdam. Maybe that E1 boat racing will do it in Amsterdam. Fun fact: I went to Amsterdam once, and I rented one of those. Little pedal-powered boat things. You rent it like in the city. It's like a little small thing. And I went on. I was with someone. That person didn't. They couldn't swim. I'm not a great swimmer, but I can swim. So I was a bit more relaxed. They were quiet. They didn't like the idea from the off, to be honest. Anyway, I was in charge of pedaling. And the other person was in charge of directions. I would say I was doing a very good job in pedaling. Arguably too good, because we missed a turn. It's like a one-way system in Amsterdam and the canal, so we missed a turn. Like I said, I was not in charge of directions, so... But a turn was missed, and we ended up in the main river in Amsterdam. So, you know, in London you have Tower Bridge, this bridge that opens up. I didn't realise there's actually a little bridge like that in Amsterdam. There's a little bridge in the middle of this massive river that opens up. And I actually went under that bridge in the pedal boat. And on the wrong side of the river now, because of the current just basically pulled us across. Now I was struggling. I mean, I was still very much in charge of pedalling, but I'd roped in the other person to assist because it was kind of life or death now. So I had to cut back. At this point, I'd also assumed control of navigation as well, a sort of real captain sort of position. I had to cut back past all these ferries, like massive ferries. I was like, "What is going?" I didn't know this exists in Amsterdam. And get back before the police boats like, "What is this guy doing?" Fun facts. Motorsport Magpie, Jaguar, whilst being so strong most years, have never been constructor champions. Only won a powertrain last season with Envision. Yeah, Envision, the customer team won it last year. So let's see what happens this year. I mean, Mitch Evans and Nick Cassidy is such a strong team there, isn't it? Such a strong lineup. Right, we're just a couple of minutes. They've got a drone show. I saw they did a drone show in London at Tower Bridge the other day for Tekken. These drones are really loud. Like, would have gone down and seen it. So they've got drones now. They are showing. I don't really know. It looks like just hexagons. I don't know what the drones are trying to show. Are they trophies? Are they logos or something? It looks. I don't know. So I wasn't briefed on the drone show. It does look very exciting. I guess it's a bit better. The red light district is a very weird place. I actually don't like it. I just don't really like it. So everyone's on the grid. Still the drone show. Is it the International Space Station? Or maybe it's sort of Saudi Arabian items, trinkets and such. I don't know what they are. Kind of like Space Invaders. Yes, it's a drone show. I think last year it was a light show. This time it's a drone show. They're sort of floating about. So, chat, we're a couple of minutes away here from the start of the race, I believe. Oh, is it the Diriyah track? Oh, it's now morphed. I think it's the Diriyah track. The drone show. That is quite cool. Drones moving right. We're starting in 5 minutes, everyone. Oh, I was going to tweet, wasn't I? I'll have to miss drone show. Wow, they got a drone flying through the drone show. It's quite hard to explain, but it's like there's a camera drone in the drone show. To be fair, it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. That is very cool. That is mad. Right, let me send up my tweets. Bear with me. They've gone to an advertising break, so we're not quite there. Bear with me. Nice. Not very good at the tweeting, really. Remember, there's no formation lap in Formula E. What they do is they do a little burnouts.
Okay, let's go for a minute.
Okay, awesome. There's still drones up in the air. This is Diriyah, it says now. This is Diriyah Electric. Okay, now I've got a graphic for the starting grid. So it looks like almost ready to go. I mean, there's some big old drivers at the back here. Big drivers at the back. Da Costa, Di Grassi, Nato, De Vries, Dennis, Bird, even Wehrlein's only up in P10. Welcome to Cooney Tremblay. Blacker, sorry guys, says the winner will be announced after 18th Feb, and whose birthday's on 19th? Oh my goodness, there's a battle here. Well, there's 2 tickets I heard. Maybe both gonna go together. David, predictions in chat. Who will win? Yeah, let me know in chat just before we crack on. Who is gonna win in Diriyah? Remember, Jake Dennis won by 13 seconds yesterday, which is basically unheard of in Formula E. In fact, there's only one race in history where someone's won by a bigger margin. Right, they've got a countdown now. I'm going to just remove that. The ting. So just clean it up. There's a 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, the drones have launched fireworks. Fireworks have launched from the drone. Technology these days, man. Where's Buemi? Buemi has not entered because of his crash in qualifying. They couldn't fix the car, basically. So, I just want to see here. So, there's 1 less lap than race yesterday. Attack mode, two activations, 8 minutes. So you can either do 4-4 or you can do 2-6 or 6-2. So we'll keep an eye on the attack mode. It will come up there in the standings and see how people are going to do it. So more energy available for the race generally because there's 1 less attack mode. Sorry, 1 less lap today. Peach Carp saying Evans to win. Semsuit saying Dennis, Evans, Degrassi. And David is going for Jake Hughes. Well, oh, they're off. Right, they're off. I'm going to call it as I see it. You've got the standings. I'm going to call it as I see it. Okay. I'm going to call it as I see it. So as I see it. Oh, sorry. They are doing a warm up here. They're doing a warm up. My bad. We ain't racing yet. We ain't racing. By the way, hit that like button before we go racing. 75 people watching, 17 likes. Can we get 100 likes on the stream today? If we're going to do it, we need to get all the likes we can. So if you can hear me, understand me, and you're liking the stream, just hit that like button, and we might get to 100 likes, which would be really cool. I think that's our target. Yeah, I guess. And they didn't do a warm-up in Mexico, did they? In Mexico, they just did the burnout. When I was in Berlin last year, no warm-up. So here they're doing a warm-up. I don't know if it's to sort of get some of the dust out of the way or something. So they are going around. And like I said, those standings are like live. That is like as it's happening. When I'm watching the television feed, there will be a little bit of a delay. So at the beginning, I'll watch the television feed, describe what's going on from the pictures, but you will be a little bit ahead of me, and then I'll catch up with you. Just so we know. Are we good? Oh, and by the way, please feel free to share the stream right now before the start of the race. Red button just below, share. Just hit that share button. Share it to Twitter, share it to YouTube, share it to Instagram, whatever your platform is. Let people know that we're going to be here for the Diriyah E-Prix. 40, how many, well, it still might be 45 minutes race roughly, but 36 laps. 36 laps of racing we are about to kick off with. I am very excited, for sure. Vlack is going for Stoffel Van Dorn. Vlack is going for the Stoff. Ah, because they have to go around to the start, because the finish is different. Okay. Right, so yeah, they're gridding up now on the start here, with this sort of run into the very dramatic turn 18, where we will see a lot of people sending it. We'll see people sending it left, right, and centre, and all other angles that exist as well. Will they still do a burnout? I think so. Kate shared it very nice. Actually, no, I don't think they're going to do a burnout because they're going to their blocks. So I guess it's no burnout, but they're doing the formation. So there's a lot of smoke everywhere because everyone's sort of doing burnouts to their box. So you can't really see from the back of the grid to the front. And it is this man, Oliver Rowland, who is on pole position with Robin Frinjs alongside. So can Oliver Rowland keep his P1 into the first corner and out of there? Okay, everyone, so I'm watching Mitch Evans all the way down in 13th place lineup. You can see there the standings on your live map. People still gridding up. Aftak all at the back. So hopefully I'm not going to be too far behind you, if that makes sense at the beginning. But I will catch up, don't worry. I end up just watching the standings and the track map, to be honest, normally. I'm watching the exact same stuff as you. But I do have access to TNT Sports 3 here. Do you show the live feed? No, we don't show the live broadcast footage here. You have to be on TNT with your man Jermaine Genus. Race start is in about 10 seconds, mate. We are quick enough. I must be really close because I see all the cars on the grid here. Everyone's gridded up. Robin Frinjs is ready to go. Nick Cassidy in P3 ready to go. 36 laps. Van Dorn's ready to go. Is there a little bit of a delay here? I think you might be moving on the standings. John-Eric Verne takes his hands off the wheel even. So everyone's sitting... I've got 5 green lights. So I'm waiting for the start procedure. 2 green lights. Now we're going to go to the red lights. 1 red light. As I see it, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Out of the red lights, it's a good start for Roland. It's a great start for Cassie. Oh, no! Robin Frinjs up the inside. It's not a great start for Roland at all. Robin Frinjs is up into the lead of the race. And Oliver Rowland was in the pincer movement. He had Cassidy one side and Frinjs the other. So it's Frinjs who's managed to take the lead. I thought it was a good start, but then Robin Frinjs in the Jaguar powertrain car, his Envision Racing car, was able to get the lead. And he's already making a gap on my screen. And yes, you can see here Robin Frinjs is leading this race. So Oliver Rowland, not a great start for the Nissan driver there, to say the least. Diriyah is down in P6. I think Diriyah might have lost a position to Jake Hughes. Can't quite remember the order they started. The biggest drone just showed up. Here we go. Formula E Gen 3 car. Welcome Riley B Racing is back. So, right. Keep an eye, by the way, on people like Jake Dennis and Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein's lost a position. Dan Ticktum has lost a lot of positions. Dan Ticktum's in the pits. Dan Ticktum's season goes from bad to, frankly, disastrous, and he needs a front wing change in the ERT Formula E team. Dan Ticktum, you can imagine what's going on in that cockpit. So Ticktum needs to kind of hope for a safety car here to catch up. Otherwise, he's in danger of being lapped, because if we're honest, Ticktum in that ERT car haven't really been on the pace so far this season. Yeah, Ticktum is straight into the pits, everyone. So we have Robin Frinjs, who is leading this race and actually building out a little bit of gap. We saw Pascal Wehrlein do something similar in Mexico. So almost a second gap here for Frinjs. Now, can Roland keep off the likes of Cassidy and Van Dorn? We will see. Pascal Wehrlein's lost a position. Jake Dennis in P14. Goodness me. And his teammate Norman Nato is down in P19. If Andertti want to give a shot here this season of winning the team championship, they need Norman Nato to start getting in those points. Yeah, thanks, Vlatka. So here we go. You can see the car number 33. That is Dan Ticktum in the ERT. And then we've got the likes of Frinjs and Roland coming down into T18 right now. You can see some glitching there as I went through. Robin Frinjs, I can confirm, is still in the lead of this race. 1 minute 17 to start with. That is 7 seconds off what they were doing in qualifying. So you can see just how difficult it is. I think Robin Frinjs is still in the lead there. Not sure why we're losing the standings. No, he is, yeah. Just apologies for the glitching, but I think the standings on the left are slightly more consistent, if that makes sense. Tufted, is this going to be chaotic last time? This is absolutely chaotic. It's as chaotic as you can see on the left-hand side, which is this race last season. Same Gen 3 Formula E cars. Nice one, Sim. Yeah, I'm expecting to see more overtaking here than we saw in Mexico. But the proof will be what happens on track. We'll have to see. 1 minute 15 now for Robin Frinjs. Roland with a faster lap. So Roland now within a half second. And as they go around turn 16, turn 17, this is where you can get a monster slipstream and you can send it into turn 18 because there is that runoff. So you can roll the dice and think, you know what? I'm actually going to send it into T18 and just see if I can get it done. I'm having a look at the start again. Almost contact between Robin Frinjs and Oliver. In fact, might have been a slight bit of contact as Frinjs said, no, I really want to lead this Grand Prix. Now, E-Prix, I should say. Now, someone is taking the attack mode. It is Stoffel Van Dorn, who will have dropped down a few positions there, and he's decided to take a 2-minute attack mode. So he's still got to take a 6-minute. He's not going 4-4. He's going for a 2-6, as is Lucas de Grassi. So he's the only driver in the top bit of the field there to actually take an attack mode. That is Stoffel Van Dorn in the DS Penske. I tell you what, Cassidy almost got past Oliver Roland as well into turn 1. And I bet he could have done it if he wanted to actually cut across the runoff there. But he decided to be very fair, not cut across the runoff and sort of back out and let Roland have the corner. So we'll start seeing who is going to take attack mode in the laps. I'm trying to see how Dan Ticktum lost his front wing. Not great for Dan Ticktum. Nice one, Riley B Racing. Heavily V-bucked up, I've heard. Yeah, the DS Penske livery does look good under the lights. It'll look good here. It'll look good in London as well. David saying, Roland on the radio that T18 curb might be open, might be broken. Well, that is not great because that T18 is such a big overtaking opportunity. It might put drivers at risk. Now, we've seen some more people taking attack mode. So more people taking the 2 minutes, specifically Roland and Jake Hughes. So Roland has decided to take it. So is Jake Hughes, I can see here on my screen. And that means Roland has given up the position to Nick Cassidy. So Cassidy gets ahead of Roland because Roland has to take the long way around the corner to activate that attack mode. Remember, they need to take 8 minutes of attack mode during the course of the E-Prix. You can do it in a 2 minute and a 6 minute, or a 6 minute and a 2, or a 4 and 4. So far, everyone's doing a 2, and they'll be taking a 6 later. Motorsport Magpie saying Ticktum hit the back of Da Costa, I think. Oh no, Da Costa, who was in the wars last time, if you saw the short on my channel where we tried to analyse what happened between him and de Grassi, he's been in the wars again this time. So Robin Frinjs still leads the E-Prix, I should say. It's a very grand occasion at the E-Prix, obviously. But when is he going to take attack mode? Oh, he takes it now! He takes it now. Does he stay ahead? No, Cassidy goes ahead. So Frinjs stays ahead of Roland, but Cassidy is ahead of both of them because he didn't take the attack mode here. Chai saying Frinjs doing a Verstappen. Well, you don't in Formula 1 you don't need to take the attack modes, but you do here. So he'll be happy that he's ahead of Roland. He does get that extra power to deploy, but you do have the initial sort of disadvantage of needing to take a longer route around the corner. So here we go. Now you can see, is Cassidy going to take his attack mode early, or is he going to leave it? Is he going to try and do a Jake Dennis and drive off into the sunset a little bit and essentially get in a free attack mode? If he can build that gap, we will need to see. But to be honest, it looks like Robin Frinjs is all over the back of Cassidy. He's only a second and a bit behind now. So not a lot of time for Cassidy to take that attack mode and have any chance of maintaining the lead in this race, I would say. I could be wrong. Frinjs' GPS thing looks to be a little bit all over the shop, I have to say. Is Cassidy going to take attack mode here? Can't see. Looks like he has not. Is anyone in the midfield going to? Yes, who is that? Oliver Roland has taken his second attack mode. So Roland is getting attack mode out of the way. So Roland stays in P4, and that is now his 6-minute attack mode. In fact, P3. He's managed to stay ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn. So that is great news, I think, for Roland here. Could Roland still be in the pound seats? We will have to see. Different strategies here with the attack mode. So that's it. Roland, when he's done here, won't need to take any more. I'm having a look at, I think it was Van Dorn and Jake Hughes were going side by side. Van Dorn was just able to keep the position. You can see the gaps. Less than a second gap between most of the cars in the field here, as you might expect in Formula E, as the field craters down this run, incredible run, from all the way to turn 1 down to turn 14, where there is no rest bout. You are close to the barrier on both sides. It's a bit like the top of the mountain at in Skyline, in the Bathurst, which keeps going. So I'm trying to see if I can see this curb that Roland reported. Cassidy takes attack mode. Does he stay ahead of Robin Frinjs? Will Frinjs get ahead? Cassidy takes attack mode and stays ahead of Frinjs, but Frinjs has taken his second attack mode. So Cassidy will still need to take a 2-minute attack mode later on in the race. Frinjs and Roland are done. So Frinjs is following the Roland strategy here. And Frinjs gets ahead of Roland. So that is sort of, that is full position very much. Whereas Nick Cassidy will need to take another attack mode. So very different strategies going on here. In the E-Prix, as we're already, by the way, can you see the laps? Yeah, a lap 8 out of 36. So we're making very quick headway through this E-Prix. You can see then the blog Cassidy being told he's got the gap. So, and he's got the fastest lap as well. Welcome Marsu Simon. And the midfield, are we going to see drivers making their way through? So we've got Pascal Wehrlein still down in P11. Jake Dennis in P14. It seems qualifying is more important in Formula E than ever, I would say. Right now. Unless we think people are... I mean, this should be a less of an energy-saving race. Dave is saying taking attack mode early makes it easier to control battery temps. So, what difference in strategy? There'll be some drivers, I imagine, who may not have taken any attack mode so far. Do we know? I'm not sure if Pascal Wehrlein's taken any yet. We'll have to see. And I'll let you know if I see the battery percentages as well. So maybe some drivers doing a lot better on battery. Could be the case that Jake Dennis is just sitting there and just building up a war chest of energy that he's going to deploy later. We will see. But at the moment, it's not Robin Frinjs. It is Nick Cassidy who is in the lead of the E-Prix. And by the way, look at this group catch up with Dan Ticktum. Dan Ticktum last time doing 11.9. That might seem quick, but the leader's doing 11.3. Although Ticktum is actually ahead of some of the drivers at the back of that pack. So it's definitely getting stretched out. But Dan Ticktum filtering through could be a factor in this race. You can see him as the number 33. So top 3 drivers already on attack modes. What about Stoffel Van Dorn? Does he have another attack mode to take? Is anyone else going to take it this lap? We will see. Keep an eye on the standings here. And Cassidy, look at the last lap, a 10.8. Goodness me. That's only about 8/10 slower than they were doing in qualifying with more energy usage. So it might be the case that the drivers in the cars are really at the limit of grip and more energy isn't going to really give you too much more. So there's a very close battle here. The Sette Camera battle is super close. In fact, is there a Sette Camera train? No, it's a Sam Bird train. There's a Sam Bird train appearing. So there's going to be some drivers who might want to get ahead of Sam Bird. Can you just see that breaking up there? So we actually have a little bit of a Roland train and then a Sam Bird train. And who's behind Sam Bird? It is Sergio Sette Camera. Nothing to lose. Will he be the driver that sends it into turn 18? The big overtaking opportunity, we will see. And keep an eye on the Ticktum times as well. 11.9 from Ticktum. So we don't... I mean, it's going to be absolute carnage if he filters back into the field here. The top 3 still on that attack mode. Is anyone else going to take it? If Sam Bird takes attack mode, it's going to cause carnage. Drivers are taking it. 2 drivers ahead of Sam Bird. Well, Sam Bird overtakes, I believe, Jean-Eric Verne. so Jean-Eric Verne in the DS Penske takes attack mode and Sam Bird gets him. So Verne is going to be right in the mix of that train here. I'm going to have a look. I'm looking on board now. Yeah, I can see the drivers taking it. Oh my goodness me. People going side by side through there. Some with attack mode, some not. And actually, it's Diriyah. Diriyah is only just ahead of Sam Bird now. So Sam Bird was all over Jan Diriyah, the rookie driver. David saying that P6 was the first car. Okay. So am I correct in thinking Cassidy and Frinjs? No. Frinjs and Roland. So Roland will be done now. So in 5 seconds, Roland will be done with attack mode. He doesn't need to take any more. Good Grid 2 card. Normally the Nissan GTR is a really good one. Speaking of Nissans, Oliver Roland in the Nissan Formula E car, he's done with attack mode. So he won't have to take that long way around anymore. Whereas Cassidy does need to take another attack mode here. Jean-Eric Verne, did he just take one? I'm not sure. Maybe it was Fenestraz. I think something popped up there. You can see now there definitely is a huge train of cars though that potentially could be thinking about doing something special and getting on the podium. As yes, it was Fenestraz who took the attack mode, and he managed to stay just ahead of Johan Diriyah. He needed to attack hard. Johan could have sent it up the inside, but decided not to. I think a driver maybe more experienced in Formula E might have just absolutely sent that. But he's decided to play the long game and live to fight another day. See the attack mode ending for Cassidy and Frinjs. Now we definitely have a very interesting race in our hands, because Cassidy and Frinjs are so far ahead. This is very unusual. It's a 7-second lead already. So a big difference in pace. And are they going too hard at the front of the grid? Are we seeing this gap open up? Because everyone behind is sort of in the 1 minute 12s. And then you've got Cassidy from... I mean, Cassidy, goodness me, is going a second faster than the midfield here. And dare I say he needs to, because Cassidy still has another attack mode to take, doesn't he? But at this rate, I think Cassidy's got enough of a gap. He can take that attack mode and stay ahead of Robin Frinjs. So maybe we'll see Cassidy be like, you know what, I'm going to take attack mode now. Or maybe he wants to build the gap. But this is a big gap at the front of the race. When you've got the likes of Mitch Evans in the sister Jaguar TCS car, he's all the way back in P13. So this is unusual. And Oliver Rowland in the Nissan, that was looking so supreme in qualifying earlier today, is getting destroyed by the front two. So maybe there is some strategy here. By the way, I think it's turned into a Sergio Sette camera train, as there was an overtake on track there that I've just missed. Fantastic. My bad. But keep an eye on Cassidy. Will Cassidy take an attack mode this time round? We will lose some time, but I think at this rate he would definitely stay ahead of Robin Frinjs. Yes, he does! So that last attack mode for Cassidy, playing some 5D chess, stays ahead of Robin Frinjs, and he's got 2 minutes of more power to deploy. Although, like I said, as there was an overtake... Oh my goodness, there was contact! There was contact between the ERT and Fenestraz, I think, and I think Sette Camera is dropping down. I think Sette Camera is dropping down there. So Sergio Sette Camera might have a damaged car. But now, I think there's really going to be a Sette Camera train going on. See, Max Günther's gone ahead. So Mitch Evans will really want to overtake Sergio Sette Camera here, because otherwise you're going to be losing so much time. Meanwhile, it's pretty close between Cassidy and Frinjs at the front of the grid. But they are, 7 seconds. Well, Jake, put it this way. Yeah, Oliver Rowland is 7 seconds behind Nick Cassidy here. That's a big, big, big advantage, because we're not even halfway through this race. Where can I watch it? TNT Sports 3. It says on my screen here. And by the way, what's happened with Dan Tickton? Oh, he's been lapped. Has Dan Tickton... What chat? What's Dan Tickton... Has Dan Tickton just dropped off just to be at the back of this field? Anyone know what's happened with Tickton here? I don't know if he's tactically gone in the pits and let the whole field past him. Otherwise, it was going to be carnage. I kind of wanted to see that. But I'm guessing... I might be wrong, but I'm guessing that's what's happened. As Cassidy is going to come to the end of his attack mode, but he is done. So, now, can he try and build a lead from Robin Frinjs? Cassidy is a dark horse. It's not really a dark horse, but he's the driver I tipped in Mexico as probably being the strong favourite to win this year. Well, he was my favourite to win this year. Yeah, this year in the UK on TNT Sports. As goodness me, what is going on in the midfield here? Lots of stuff going on. As I think an apt CUPRA are battling with a ERT car. Who is that likely to be? That's probably Mueller and Sette Camera going side by side. Welcome, Liam Connor. Good to see you. Over 100 people watching. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Smash the likes, really helps us out. So please, 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 for me, do hit that like button as we're going to be approaching the halfway mark. But we're not there yet. And dare I say, the gap is coming down a little bit. So the gap might be coming down. Pascal Wehrlein has gained a position. He's up to P11. Jake Dennis has gained a position. He's up to P13. But will Wehrlein lose a little bit? Well, Wehrlein's up to he's P10. Jake Dennis in P13. So can Jake Dennis get his championship bid back on track here? Both of the drivers who won the first 2 rounds are firmly in the midfield. So you might have a driver like Nick Cassidy who surely Nick Cassidy would go to the top of the standings if he were to win this race. Tactical ticked him through. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Liam Collar. Appreciate it. Great to have you on board, as always. As Nick Cassidy with the best lap of 1 minute 10, but last lap was a 1 minute 13. Anyone seeing that? Look at the last laps at the front. So no wonder they've lost time there, the front two, because maybe they were overspending on energy and it wasn't going to quite work in their favour. I'm on board. Oh, Jake Dennis! Did he get slightly tapped up the rear? Maybe. Was that Sete Camera? Or was it Jake Dennis on Mitch Evans? I think it might have been Dennis actually on Evans. I'm on a front-facing camera here. So Dennis really wants Evans probably to get a move on. Is boost on strong? I don't know. I don't know what the boost on strong means. So look at... I'm keeping it on the last laps here. Look at the likes of Max Günther, 11.1. Almost 2 seconds quicker than the leaders here. Just such a... And Dennis with 11.8. Pascal Wehrlein 11.1. So is that field going to start to come back to the front two? Well, yes, it has. We remember it was a 7-second gap between Roland and the leaders. Now it's gone under 4 seconds. Under 4 seconds now. Maybe the leaders have just gone at this too hard. And maybe they've overheated their tyres or their batteries, or it's just they're using too much energy. But Cassidy and Frinjs is all over Cassidy, by the way. I'm on board here with Robin Frinjs, who was looking very sort of loose in qualifying, shall we say. So sort of comfortable with a car that's sliding around a bit at this street circuit. He's giving Cassidy a hard time. The two Jaguar powertrain cars here at the front of the grid. Keep an eye on the last lap times as they go over. As more cars in the midfield like Fenestraz and Wehrlein, Sandberg, Diriyah are on attack mode. So a 1 minute 12.9 for Cassidy last lap. That gap is really coming down. 2.6 seconds now between Nick Cassidy. Well, it's just gone up a bit. It was 2.6 between Nick Cassidy and Roland. At this rate, they're going to get caught. Don't write anyone off here. Never write anyone off in Formula E. Meanwhile, Jake Dennis has gone off the back of Mitch Evans, I think because he took that attack mode. As I'm having a look at a Mahindra all over the back of a McLaren. So that must be... I don't know how that's happened. Maybe a Mahindra dropped back or something, but that was what I was watching there. 2.7 now is a gap in front. So keep an eye on the last lap times. Cassidy, Frinjs in the very high 1 minute 12s, and there's people doing low 1 minute 11s behind. Diriyah 1 minute 11 might have been fastest man on track last time around. We'll get another indication to go over. 2.5 seconds is the gap. David, Cassidy knows most drivers use attack mode, so he knows he can control the pace and use less battery. I don't know how much of it is intentional, how much isn't. But we will see. Yeah, it's a good point. There's no point having an 8-second lead if the safety car comes out. So is Cassidy being a very wise head here? We will see. Cassidy, Frinjs, Roland, Jake Hughes in a very tasty position. And then Stoffel Van Dorn there as well. And Sasha Fenestraz in the other Nissan after a mistake in the duels is looking strong here. Remember, Fenestraz was looking almost unbeatable in qualifying until that moment he made the mistake into turn 1. As it looks like Robin Frinjs is driving backwards down the track on that track map. I can assure you that's not happening in real life. And the gap now between Frinjs and Roland is just 1.4 seconds. So this race has stretched and come back like an accordion here. And then there's a 51. Who's the 51? It's Mueller. The Mueller train is at the back. But ahead of the Mueller train, Jake Dennis with the fastest lap of the race at a 1 minute 10.7. The man who said that his car had turned into the worst car he's ever driven overnight. Well, he's here. And you can see on the Formula E blog, it said Frinjs over-consuming on energy. He had a 6-second buffer to Roland. Well, you don't anymore, Robin Frinjs. It's a 1.3-second buffer now, if you can even call that a buffer. So things are going to get very tasty. Do we think Oliver Roland will be able to get past Robin Frinjs and then make a move on Cassidy? We will see. So close to the wall is everyone here. Some drivers, Nick De Vries and Mortara, have still got 8 minutes of attack mode to go. Same with Dan Ticktum. The Mahindra racing cars have 8 minutes of attack mode. So they're trying to do something very left field, I have to say. Same with Mueller. So anyone who's stuck in that is very important for Jake Dennis. He is ahead of Mueller, really, because that is a real train back there. With a lot of drivers going to need to take more attack mode. Kate saying he is back. Is that Oliver Rowland? Oliver Rowland is within a second now of Robin Frinjs, and he's only a second off the lead of this race. Goodness me, how things have chopped and changed here. So Rowland, I'm trying to get some live footage here of Rowland being within that second. Will he be able to be close enough going into turn 18 and make a big old move on the Envision Racing Jaguar powertrained car of Robin Frinjs ahead? We will see. Let's get this man back on the stream here, because Oliver Rowland could be the man on the move. 7/10. I'm having a look now at the front of the grid, and it's a 1, 2, 3 of cars going very closely together, with Jake Hughes not that far off, but it's very much a 1, 2, 3 at the front now, I have to say. Whoa, something's kicked off there. There was a green flag. Maybe something had happened. I'll keep an eye on that. See, SETI cameras dropped all the way back, so not sure. Mitch Evans and Jake Dennis, P12, P13. Pascal Wehrlein's gone up to P8. So these drivers, Pascal Wehrlein, will be picking up some points this race. I'm on board with Rowland, and he's not going to be close enough. He's not going to be close enough, I have to say. So I'm on board with him going down that big straight. And energy usage, Frinjs is low on energy. So 40, 42. Pascal Wehrlein is 2% ahead of some other drivers. But at this moment in time, pretty much everyone is on 41 or 42% of energy, apart from Frinjs is on 40. And Norman Nato somehow is on 44. Norman Nato, use more of your battery, please. But this is super interesting. The teams only know the level of battery when it comes up on the broadcast of other teams. It's absolutely insane. Fenestrad's also on 40%. So I think Jake Hughes is looking pretty good on battery. And I think Dennis was looking pretty good as well, as Dennis takes his second attack mode here. So can Evans and Dennis move their way up? I'm having a look here at a replay. What happened? Oh, a McLaren up the inside. It must be Sam Bird and Fenestraz. Sam Bird tried to go round the outside of Fenestraz, and then Sam Bird really loses out to, it must have been De Vries. I think Sam Bird is massively lost out there. Sam Bird with a super ambitious move on Fenestraz, and then he gets absolutely blindsided by, it must have been De Vries up there, or some, I don't know if I'm getting the right car, but I'm pretty sure it was a Mahindra there. And you see Sam Bird and De Vries now all the way back. In fact, Sam Bird is dropping back big time. Sam Bird has an issue. Is he boxed? Yeah, I think Sam Bird is boxed there, so might have been some damage. So Sam Bird tried to shake things up, and it really did not work for him. Do you ever see? No, I think the computer was like, what's going on? So at the moment, we've got Cassidy, Frinjs, Rowland. No change there at the moment, but they're all running within a second. And yeah, Sam Bird, his car was crabbing back to the pits. So some sort of issue. He really went for it, I think, into TAT. It didn't work out, and he got mugged. And there might have been some contact involved there as well. So Pascal Wehrlein, P8. He is just 2/10 off the back of Jean-Eric Vergne. That's definitely one to keep an eye on. You can see going into T18. Is Pascal Wehrlein going to send it? I can't see. Sam Bird staying in the car, but I think, yeah, they're going to retire that. So that NEOM McLaren of Sam Bird has been retired, unfortunately. Yeah, a bit of right hand down there from Sam Bird. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so who was that? That was the Porsche of Pascal Wehrlein going with Jean-Eric Vergne. So, yes, and sorry, it might have been Pascal Wehrlein. Sorry, I think I got that wrong. Sam Bird tried to overtake Sacha Fenestraz. He didn't get the move done, and then it was Pascal Wehrlein who sent it up the inside and sort of left Sam Bird out to dry. So, and now Pascal Wehrlein does get past Jean-Eric Vergne. Great move by Wehrlein, the man who I think is still leading the championship. does move up a little bit further, and this is what you need from a champion. You need to be getting those positions back if you have a bad qualifying, and not giving up ground to your rivals. So Pascal Wehrlein, he's in the points. The likes of Mitch Evans and Jake Dennis, that's what I would do. So it's half a second between Cassidy and Frinjs at the front. We've got 12 laps to go here of this E-Prix. Is that Mitch Evans with the fastest lap? Yes, it is. Mitch Evans with the fastest lap at 10.6. He's got so far. That's his record. And you can see the lap times generally are stabilising now across the field at low 1 minute 12s and then sort of high 1 minute 11. So very close. As, oh, goodness me, Diriyah was involved with a nap CUPRA there, getting very close. That would have been Diriyah with Mueller in the midfield. So there's a lot of battling on there. You can see how close the gaps are. Just 3/10 in between Dennis and Mitch Evans, for example. David saying Cassidy will be the points leader at this stage. Okay. Well, and Cassidy for me is just someone who could really go on a championship run. So hard done by last year. He was in the running. Did Sebastian Buemi help him out that much? I'm not sure. So Cassidy, he knows he can win this. He made the move from Envision, was replaced by Robin Frinjs, who's behind him, and he's now at the factory Jaguar TCS team in an all New Zealand driver lineup. Mitch Evans now in the points, by the way. P10 for Mitch Evans, P11 for Jake Dennis, Pascal Wehrlein in P7, and both of the DS Penske's in the point as well. Sam Bird in the pits, looking frustrated, as Diriyah is really getting stuck in here, but I think he's going to lose a couple of positions. And yes, he has. He's lost out to De Vries there. So Diriyah does similar to Sam Bird. Diriyah tried to overtake Mueller going into turn 18. Couldn't get it done. And then Nick De Vries, who was... So very congested. We are seeing those iconic overtakes as you might expect. Oh my god, they're very nose to tail. Is that a Diriyah train now? Look at the Diriyah train. Goodness me, the number 18. Diriyah has really dropped back and they are all over the back of him. It is closer than nose to tail back there. So Jay and Diriyah in P15 is got a whole host of cars behind him. And where is Dan Tickton, by the way? Anyone know where Dan Tickton is on circuit? Oh, there he is. He's down there. He's sort of in camouflage. He's just chilling, doing his own thing. Still half a second between Frinjs and Cassidy, and half a second between Roland and Frinjs as well. And now Jake Hughes within half a second of Oliver Roland. So it's very close at the front. It's all coming together. Dare I say, Pascal Wehrlein is now in the sort of group for the lead here. And there was a yellow flag coming out. P18, I think it's Diriyah. I think it's Diriyah here. Yep, he's pulled off. Now, I wonder if that will need to be a safety car because... No, is he going to get going? I'm not sure because he's basically in the runoff in T18. You need to have double yellow flags going into T18. So what happened here? Did he get hit from the rear? Diriyah defended against Nap CUPRA. He locked up. Oh my goodness, he locked up. And the suspension broke, it looked like. The front right suspension broke as he was braking. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened there. So he went on the brakes and something just gave way in the front suspension. He was very lucky, goodness me, that there's such a big runoff. That's a one-place runoff. If that had happened anywhere else, he'd be into the barriers at quite a high-speed accident. So very lucky there for Jay Diriyah and the Maserati MSG Racing team. It's a yellow flag right now. I wonder if that is going to cause a safety car here while they recover it, or will they be able to... They may not be able to push that car out the way if the suspension is broken. So keep an eye here. I think you can see by the standings the car is still there. So it's not on the racetrack. It's just in the runoff, but it is sort of in the line of fire if another car was to go deep. So still yellow flag conditions. I wonder if they'll safety car it, and if they safety car... Oh, is Diriyah on the move? No, I can't. It's difficult for me to see there. Sam Bird is still in the garage with the NEOM McLaren team. We're still under yellow flag conditions, as it were. Basically, no one... Definitely, I assume it's double yellows going into T18, so no one will be able to send it. Yeah, it looked to me like he braked, he locked up, and then the front right, just the suspension just gave way. Not in a massive way, it didn't fall off or anything, but you can just became a little bit crooked. M20 saying might have been a brake failure. It might have happened earlier. You can see in the blog here there was a mistake for Diriyah earlier on, where he was actually, oh my goodness me, some of the angles you get here, the cars are like aiming for the wall and just drifting past it. These guys are like millimeters from the wall. I'm not exaggerating at all. Someone taking attack mode now. AFDAC taking attack mode. Remember, you've got to take it and get it done by the end of the race, right? So, but okay, green flag now. Green flag. Okay, so now we're going to see drivers who might have a little bit more energy with absolutely nothing to use. No worries, Sim. Glad you're here. Over 100 people watching. Great to have you on board for the Diriyah E-Prix round 3. Remember, I'll be going to Formula E races later in the year, so let me know your questions, what you want me to ask the drivers, and I will ask them and get the answers. So Cassidy is in the lead, followed by Robin Fries. Let's get Cassidy up there. So this is your driver in the lead from the Jaguar TCS team, and they're catching Tictum again. Oh my goodness. Penny for the thoughts of Dan Tictum right now, and you can see just how close it is. There's a battle for the lead. Dennis has got ahead of Evans. Dennis has got ahead of Evans. That's pretty huge. So Jake Dennis has managed somehow to get ahead of Evans. And Evans must have made a mistake because he's dropped off so heavily. So I wonder if Mitch Evans again tried to send it on a driver ahead who would be Max Günther, and he's just absolutely locked up and gone deep into turn 18 because he's lost out massively. And he was doing that a lot yesterday. Mitch Evans, the teammate of Nick Cassidy, two New Zealand drivers. Cassidy is up the front because he's got a little bit of a cooler head this weekend. I really do think that. I really do think Cassidy has just got that. He's in the right stage of his career. He's not taking any basically. He's here to win. Yeah, sorry to that M20, but we've got live watch-alongs right here, right now. So, right, okay, so Dennis is now just about in the point, or the point, I should say. Can he get into Max Günther? What about Jean-Eric Verne? Wehrlein's in P7. Will he get into Sacha Fenestraz? And what about at the front of the race? Will we see any last-minute sends? Only 5 laps to go, everyone. Already only 5 laps to go here at the front as the pack careens down this sort of downhill slalom where it's so tricky, so easy to hit the wall, and you really have to be one of the best drivers in the world to navigate that complex. One of the most satisfying sections of racetrack, I think, anywhere in the world, these drivers say, and they've raced on some of the best racetracks. You take this right-hander here at turn 14, and then you start immediately to think about setting up turn 16 and 17 and see if you can get a run on someone and send it into turn 18. So who might be close enough? Have a look at the gaps here. Frinjs, Roland, they're all pretty close to each other. Will they be able to send it? What about Pascal Wehrlein? Will he send it as well? Have a look if we see any swaps for position here in the standings. It is very, very, very close. Remember, these cars are designed to operate nose to tail. You don't have the big aero wash you have in Formula 1, for example, as Mortara has to take an attack mode here. And I assume both of the Mahindras... Oh, well, actually, no. Sorry, I assume De Vries has also taken his attack mode as well. Yeah, David saying Nissan was 0 points this season, but this could be a big turnaround for them. This could be the Nissan resurgence. I just wonder whether Roland can just 2 laps in a row do some big moves in P18, get it done on the brakes, and win this race. Who wants to be a hero here? Who wants to actually send it into turn 18? Again, they navigate the slalom, get spat out at the bottom of the racetrack, and then line up. Look at Roland. He's only 3/10 off Robin Frinjs at the moment. Frinjs only 3/10 off Nick Cassidy. I'm having a look here on the live pictures, and it really is nose to tail right now. It might come down to energy, you know. It might come down to energy. We will see. It looks like they all make it through. Still Cassidy, Frinjs, Roland, Hughes, Van Dorn, Fenestraz, Wehrlein, Verne, Günther, Dennis, and then Evans, the man with the fastest lap of the race, is not even in the points right now. David said, got 3 aggressive overtakers in top 3. Chai saying they're getting very close. It is extremely close now, with only a handful of laps remaining. Diriyah, the T18 Chronicles, yeah. Well, that's the way. That's the characteristic of this track. You have this incredible section here that is just you are wall to wall. This is where the drivers are aiming at the wall and just slightly understeering past it. It's an incredible section. You want to absolutely maximise your driving there to minimise the gap to the car in front. And then turn 16, you want to get it exactly right and get that slingshot. And if you get a nice slingshot and the car in front makes a slight error, that's a differential needed to get an overtake done. I mean, it's all nose to tail here, all the way down to Mitch Evans, basically. Anyone going to go for a big old send? Has Robin Frinjs managed to stay ahead there? Did he send it? Yes, I think he did. I think it's all still the same. Look at the gaps. You can see it tends to be closer at that point. And we go around for a lap 34 out of 36. So 3 laps to go, everyone. 3 laps of the Diriyah E-Prix. Round 3. As Jake Dennis with the fastest lap. Jake Dennis on the move. He wants to get Max Günther. He knows, as the current world champion, just how important every single point is. He also will know, frustratingly, that he had the car to win this race. He won by 13 seconds yesterday. No added laps, by the way, has just come in to be confirmed. But the qualifying today really cost him. And was that Jake Dennis, or was that the Envision Racing car of Sebastian Buemi causing a red flag? I don't know. We will find out very shortly. Still looking at the gaps. 4 tenths between Frinjs Cassidy, not the closest it's been. Cassidy still able, but was Cassidy using too much energy earlier on in the race? Is Roland able to make a move? Roland's very close as well. It's still as we were in that pack, I think. Difficult to get it done. Yeah, so I recommend you look at some pictures after the stream of the race, because it's a very interesting racetrack. Interesting characteristics here. It's not just all right angles like you get at some racetracks, is it? So we are just 2 laps to go, everyone. And as it stands, Nick Cassidy is going to win the E-Prix. He was on the podium in Mexico. I think he was on the podium yesterday, wasn't he, as well? So my tip to be the Formula E World Champion this season is looking pretty good right now. However, less than half a second. Nissan, their drivers, they're probably happy with what they got right now, to be honest. No points so far this season. This would be a real resurgence for them. They definitely don't want to crash out. What will Pascal Wehrlein have to say about that? Because he is only, where are you, 3 tenths behind Sacha Fenestraz as they go into T18. Anyone going to send it? Nope, not that I can see this time. What's my favourite track? Oh, difficult for me to say. In Formula E, difficult for me to say. I do like the London track. That's my home Grand Prix. The Rome track was insane. Yellow flag, by the way. 17. Who's that? Norman Nato. And has there been a big coming together there? Nato, De Grassi, Da Costa. I'm going to have a look here. Norman Nato's gone off. It was a yellow flag. It's now a green flag. So Nato, by the way, I think is going to be under incredible pressure at Andertti, because I don't think it's quite... Anyway, let's have a look at Norman Nato. If I can see what went on. I can't quite see. Don't have the images in front of me. But Norman Nato's been spat out the back. The pace has got very high now. It is the last lap, by the way, everyone. This is the last lap of round 3 of the Formula E World Championship. It's a little while to the next E-Prix. So if you can go into this little break with the good result, you're going to feel good. And Cassidy is turning the screw now, almost a second ahead of Robin Frinjs here, as the gaps you can see a little bit more set. Good recovery drive here from Pascal Wehrlein. Qualifying is going to be incredibly critical this season. So going around the last corner, everyone, it is going to be Nick Cassidy, my potential favourite for the championship this year, who wins for Jaguar TCS Racing. It's Cassidy, followed by Frinjs, and an incredible podium there for Oliver Rowland, as the drivers were going over the line with 0% of battery level. Jake Hughes had 2% left. Jake Hughes had loads of energy, just couldn't get down. As the fireworks go, it's Nick Cassidy's time here. Wins round 3. And it's all nose to tail behind him there. Jake Dennis just getting what could be a crucial World Championship point as well. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Sam Slick. Yeah, Jakarta, a good track as well. So, wow, there we go. We ended up to if you remember, the race really spread out. The front two had a 7-second lead at one point, and then it really contracted back. So, I think those guys knew they were using too much energy, and I think the pack was deciding to just work together. Not bad for McLaren. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to see what happened with Sam Bird there. He tried to do a move, and it looks like it backfired a little bit. So just to run through the classification is Nick Cassidy first, Robin Fry second, Oliver Rowland third, Jake Hughes fourth, Stoffel Van Dorn fifth, Sasha Fenestras sixth, Pascal Wehrlein seventh, Jean-Eric Verne eighth, Max Günther ninth, Jake Dennis 10th, Evans 11th, Mortara 12th, Mueller 13th, 14 Da Costa, not a good start for the season for Da Costa, 15 De Vries, 16 Norman Nato, not a good start season for Norman Nato, Seto Camera 17, De Grassi, not a great start for De Grassi this season in P18, and Dan Tickton, who ended up finishing, I think, in the pits. Goodness me, well, if there's some spicy team radio, I'll make sure to put that up on a short. Well done, Nick. Yeah, any New Zealand fans or Jaguar fans in the chat, the Jaguar team are jumping around in the garage. This really could be their year. So, by the way, just a reminder that if you do want to win a flight, I think it's flights and tickets, VIP experience, you get to drive around the track. Then you can take a photo of that QR code if you want to enter the Formula E VIP competition to be there at London. Terms and conditions do apply, but want to make sure you've got that. Also, make sure to join our Predictor League for next time if you want to be in the private league. But yeah, we'll be back next time. We might be live next. We might be at the circuit next time. Is it Sao Paulo next? Potentially we'll be in Sao Paulo and or Mexico. Tokyo. So we might be doing this live at the track, or I might be there shooting content for you. So your support is critical for that. So that's why please make sure you like the stream as well. Very, very, very important. But yeah, there we go. I don't think I'm going to just cover the trophies and everything, because we did that last time. Trophy ceremony is trophy ceremony. But I think Nick Cassidy here goes into the break looking very strong. If you remember in Mexico, I said I was surprised he wasn't really overly confident. He seemed a bit like... He said in Mexico, look, as long as I just survive this race, I'll be happy because I'm in a new team. And I was thinking, you should be wanting to win this race. As it happened, he did really well in Mexico. There's a quiet confidence around Nick Cassidy, and I think a burning injustice around the fact he wasn't able to win the championship last year. And Jake Dennis, confusing weekend, won by 13 seconds yesterday, and this time he's struggled to pick up a point. Qualifying is going to be so important this year. So important. No worries. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Rory. Can't like it again. Thank you, Chaya. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow some Gran Turismo open lobbies. I think that's a lot of fun. We're doing that here. There's also a karting video that's going to go live tomorrow. So if you want to see my journey in my karting championship, there's another video coming in that series tomorrow, and lots more Formula E content is going to be on the channel in between. They've given me so much access. They've been really generous, which is incredible because I can just sort of use the footage and talk about stuff I want to talk about. So that's absolutely great. But yeah, they're doing a thing now where the cars come up through the stage. It's very cool. It's like Psy, the guy did Gangnam Style. But yeah, thanks so much. I'll be back on the stream tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And it's been a fun race. I think a bit more of a traditional Formula E race. Oh, by the way, the drivers come up in the cars. The drivers are in the cars and they get raised up. So check that out on YouTube after. But yeah, thanks so much, everyone. I'm going to end the stream here. It's been amazing. Thanks, Funky. Funky Monkey doing a lot of stuff in the background. And yeah, we're back for Formula 1 streams as well when Formula 1 starts. So much stuff going on the channel. I will see you next time. See you next time, everyone. Have